So I know that my AI team wanted me to come on here and talk to you guys about, as a follow up to all the engagement that I got showing people how we were getting a small business owner over 1,100 calls, okay, with half of the views because AI search is eating at her views. But I wanted to stop for a second because I can kind of hear my local small business owners because I've talked to them ad nauseum for the last few years. And I constantly have to explain this simple concept because this internet thing will have you in a bubble, and that bubble will take you off into a land that the algorithm deems that you need to be on. So I am going to, out of all of my knowledge right now, I also work for a corporate job where I automate for over $300 million. So I have deep knowledge and expertise that I want to share with you so that you understand how the algorithms actually genuinely work. Okay. Now, this is not me talking out of thin air. This is not me guessing. This is not even me showing you some results that I am getting. This is genuinely how the internet brings you money as a local small business owner. Okay. So we're going to stop. We're going to not think about our bills. I know you want to rush. I know you want to buy this shiny new tool, or you want to hop on and do whatever your best friends are telling you, go to TikTok, all of that. But that's madness. Okay. Because some of the biggest businesses are going to be built off of this foundation. So I want you to silence the noise in your mind and let's go ahead and jump in. So, this is how the internet is run. You see this big world web? I want you to know right here, if you can see my URL, what is this called? www. Odia, I know you're like, what does this have to do with making me money? Give me 7 minutes to explain and you will know. Okay. This is going to save your business and save you the headache of doing all this with everything that's online because there's too much information online. So I'm going to make it very simple for you. This is called the World Wide Web. So I want you to think of everything on the World Wide Web as it's connected. Everything. So, what does that mean for you as a small business owner? Whenever someone is talking to you, trying to sell you something, or you feel like you should do something, you want to think of how is everything connected on the web, okay? Because in order for you to reach a certain amount of people, you need to understand the platforms on which they live. Where are your customers and what are they doing? And the World Wide Web is a lot of information about billions of people. Okay. And this World Wide Web, www, it's very simple. It's on a domain. Okay. So it all starts there. Your digital home is on a domain. And I will make this very practical. Many of the businesses, like if, for example, especially if you're a local small business owner, you are being sold right now that you need to have all of these things. You need to have social media, you need to have this app, you need to have this thing. Let's keep it simple because the biggest businesses are maximizing on the simple things while you're going after every small shiny object. Let's look at these salons, okay? Many of these salons that are ranking right now that are showing up without paying for ads, let's go see if they have a website. Okay, this one has a website. All right, great. This one has a website. Great. This one has a website. Great. Awesome. So you just see here, let me go back. Everything starts with your digital home, which is your website. Okay. This is why it's called www. This is really what www stands for, World Wide Web. If you don't have a website, you are not connected to the universe. This is why in our what we offer people a one-page website that's included in our monthly package because we know that so many businesses, you have a brick and mortar, but how do you expect to grow your business in a stable way when you don't even have a digital home? That means you are renting everywhere and you are not owning the place where people are going to come and to hit checkout with you. All right. Now, I know a lot of my small business owners, you're like, I don't need a website. I just have Square. I just have this and that and this and that. Let me tell you something. Every website holds this thing called Google Analytics. Let me show it to you. Give me 1 second. Okay, so let me show you something. This is called Google Analytics. What this means is you can see every single person and how they interact with your business online. You can see Google Maps. This is used for your ads. This is a whole different world that's opened up only when you have a www.com. Okay, so by doing this basic thing of having your own website, and I have seen it. There are clients, all of my clients that are $1 million business, small business owners, they all have a proper functioning website. And this is, if you just do this one basic thing today, which is why we offer it in our monthly services, we don't have an additional cost for it unless you add on multiple pages. But everybody that shops with me, I make sure that I leave them with a 1 page website. Why? Because I know it's them going from renting to owning. So this domain is going to follow them and bless them the rest of their time with or without me, okay? Or my team. This is where you're going to see, hey, what happens? How are people finding me? How are people purchasing me? And what are they doing in between that process? This is how you track that, okay? It's like if I were to give you a home and a kitchen, you would always look at it to make sure the fridge is full so you can eat tomorrow. This is the same concept. This is looking at your fridge and saying, hey, how am I going to eat tomorrow? Well, the people that are on this page, on your website, are going to feed your business. So you need to understand what is going on. And a lot of you guys are so busy. I get it. But if you don't do these basic things, it's going to impact you in AI search. I'm going to get into that in another video, but there's a reason why everybody is feeling a heat and a pressure. It's not just because of the economy, it's also because AI search. So if you are not privy to these, if you are not doing these basic things in your business, you are literally um, taking off your foot, like literally, like shooting yourself in the foot. I don't like to use those words, but that's exactly what you're doing, okay? Because you absolutely need to know that this is the main concept of how the web that you are using to even watch this is built from. This is the foundation, all right? Now, a lot of people say, okay, Odia, well, I have a website, all that good stuff. Now, there are multi layers to having a website. If you don't have a www.com, whether it's through Square, Wix, or etc., you need to have something, but it needs to say www.etc.com. Okay? That's it, right? If you do not own that part, you're renting your business pretty much, okay, in 2026. And you cannot afford to do that because of this. Now, when you think about it, you think about the web. The web, as we just laid the foundation, it all starts with your domain, okay? So if you don't have one, you need to be running to purchase our services, which you can find a link to get a 1 page website for a month and have all these things automated for you and created for you with the most delicate touch. But let's go back because let me talk to you about your brain. Now, like I said in my other video, one of my clients last year, she got over 4,000 visits to her Google Maps profile. Over half of those customers, over half of that turned into actual customers, okay? And her average pricing is around $200 to $250, okay? So you do the math, she's in the millions, okay? Now, and that's like per month. Okay. So one of the components that she has is a website. Now, Odio, how does that matter? Well, this year, fast forward, we didn't do a lot of posting for her this year because we were focused on how do we continue to automate her system so that more people shop with her and continue to shop with her. And it's not as hard as before to continuously keep on this hamster wheel of getting as many clients, da 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 da. You have to understand that the web is like a brain. Your brain has these neural networks, meaning everything is interconnected still in your brain, okay? Now, the fake brain offline is the internet, because the internet has now transformed into what we have as AI search. Stick with me because this is really important. If you want people to continue to know that you exist, but you do not have the right information on your domain where your foundation is, it is going to completely miss you, because people are getting used to this icon right here as Gemini. People are getting used to that. Okay. So whenever people are getting used to this Google mode and this AI mode right here, what is happening is that you are going to be, let's actually do it. Local restaurants near me. It is going to give you a certain amount of businesses. All right. Now, back in the day, let's go back. Let's go back. I'm showing you how your consumers search. Okay. This is how they find you. If I were to go to the maps option, which is not what people are doing anymore, they're just typing stuff in. Look at how many options I have. Okay. This was back in the day. Your customers aren't doing this anymore. Okay. Majority of your customers are going to AI, and AI is going to give them no more than maybe 10 results if you're lucky. If you're lucky. So I'm showing you guys this because a lot of you guys are saying, "Oh, it's the economy, it's this and that. That's what's going on." No. There are still businesses, a lot of them, that are thriving. A lot of people are feeling pressure because you can't get away with the things that you used to get away with. Every business is going to have to be organized. And the less organized you are online, the more you're going to pay for it with lack of resources and lack of customers. And it's becoming more and more important because the algorithms are getting greedy with your information. They're saying, if you don't comply to my rules, I am not going to show you to the people that can come and visit your shop. So this is why when you guys are watching videos like, you don't need a website anymore, you don't need unless they are local small business owner focused in the way that I am, in the way that the company is, they are not going to be able to tell you the things that are going to work for your business. They're only going to show you a hack. That hack is going to work for a few months and then fade. This is why you have to get this real system behind your business so that your system is actually going to grow for you and while you sleep. Okay? So, the reason why I say this is because the World Wide Web has now transitioned into this brain, and it's called the AI brain. Say it with me out loud. AI brain. So that's what happened to my customer. She went from, which I already knew I had to prepare her for, she went from 4,000 visits per month to 2,000. And guess what happened to her customer base? She goes from 900 customers a month last year around the same time to 1,100 customers. She increased while her visibility dropped. Why is that? Because our systems, our domain, our Google Maps profile, every part of that was prepared for this in mind. That's the beauty of getting someone that works in a large corporation, but that also work with small business owners simultaneously, because I can trickle down, which I do, the knowledge that I'm giving to you guys. So that way, when the big rollouts come for the rest of the world, you're already ahead, which is why she has one of the biggest shops in her niche in this area. It's not because there's not other shops out there that are more beautiful, etc., etc. She has her systems in place. People know how to find her, they know how to reach her. It's because we've set up the fundamental things in the right way. Now, the reason why this AI brain is important is because people need to see you. In order to shop with you, people need to see you. Now, let's do very simple math. Thank you, Canva, for this. Let's do very simple math because this is all math. And when you make it really simple in your mind, you are going to remember it. Now, if 10 people see you and your service, let's just say, is $50, okay? Let's just say 10, if 10 people see you and your service is $50, okay? Actually, no, let's go back. 10 people see you, and out of those 10 people that see you, okay, see your business, let's say 3 of them, 30%, want to shop with you, come in to actually shop with you, okay? And let's just say you charge $10. They brought a $10 purchase. So that made you $30. All right. 10 people saw you. 3 out of those 10 people, 3 people shopped with you, and now you made $30. All right. Now, because you have your fundamentals set up, the reason why we're doing all of this is because we know that everybody shops. Everybody comes to the web. This is the central meeting point. It's like back in the day, you used to go outside all the time. Well, back in the day, everybody's on these shiny devices. Okay, this is where everyone lives in their brain. So now you're online, and let's just say 100 people saw you. Interesting. 100 people saw you. Let's stick to that same percentage, 30%. So 30 people came and shopped with you. Now, your same service, 30 times 10, $300. Just from getting this right, your domain right, okay? Now, there are a lot of things that go into a domain, but I'm keeping it simple so that you understand. It goes from the World Wide Web, your .com. That .com opens you up to understanding analytics, who can see you, who's active on your site, what is going on, what pages they're going on. And that all happens when you have everything tracked. Okay, that's called up tracking. You have to have those things set up. We set those things up for you because all of those things are reading in the background. Google's reading in the background and saying, how do I give this shop, not shop, because they actually don't care about you. They actually care about the customer, which is everybody using them. They don't care about your business. They care about you as a customer, meaning how often you use them. Let me correct that. So they want to say, how long can Odia, how long can insert your name stay on my website? So they're looking to offer the best businesses visibility. And if you can get more visibility, you instantly, just off of sheer visibility, are going to get more clients. But you got to do the fundamental things right, the things that people are telling you that you don't need to do anymore. You got to get that out of your head and actually operate as a true solid business, not a social media junkie. All right? Because a lot of those social media sites that do blow up, they do at least have the fundamentals. Everything else is expedited because they have the fundamentals and they've done social media on top. But if they didn't have their proper systems, they wouldn't even be ready for the increase that comes from social media. So I'm all down for social media automation. I sell it, I use it, but you have to have the fundamentals right in order for you to get the maximum visibility. You are literally sleeping on the most important thing in your business, and that is your website. And because from your website, there are little lines of code that most people do not know about that you can insert in your website that says, hey, whenever someone comes to my website, I want their juicy information, their personal information. We call them PIIs. Okay. That's what they're your email and your phone number and your name. These are called identifiers. Okay. Personal identifiers. Okay. And that is how people are able to say, hey, I just went to Amazon and now I got a whole commercial about the same thing I went to Amazon for. Why does it feel like Amazon is watching me and targeting me? It's because they are. And we do the same thing for you as a local small business owner. If you do not have that capability, you are not going to survive with what's coming because algorithms are getting more and more pickier with who they show. And so it's extremely important in order for you to thrive in this economy that you get more customers. And you cannot get more customers without you having more eyeballs. And people say, oh, social media is easier. Yeah, if you want to hire a content creator or hire a social media automation company like what we do as well. But at the end of the day, if you don't have enough visibility, consistent visibility, you're going to be working twice as hard for the same amount of leads as the times progresses, as this AI brain matures. Because they will reach a point where they are not even going to want to show you. And so this is not doom and gloom. This is really the fundamentals of how the internet brings you money. And if you can master just this process, you will not have to beg for a lead. But unfortunately, a lot of the businesses are not willing to do this business. And I'll tell you guys a funny story. I remember I had a client, and the client for months I was asking, hey, get a website, get a website, get a website. Oh, dear, I don't want to pay for a website. I want to pay for a website. People don't even go on website. I hear my friend is saying TikTok, da, 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 da. And I was like, okay, I don't like to push too hard. I just like to tell people the truth. If you take it or not, that's up to you. But I'm always going to be there for you. And 9 months later, he was in the same predicament. After all the work we had done, he had got a lift, which I tell people, you're going to get a lift when you use my services. But if you don't fundamentally do all the things that I'm asking you to do, then you are not going to see the results. It's not going to be sustained. And what happened was he got a lift. He was like, okay, it's working. And I said, yep, it's going to work for a little bit until Google catches on that you don't have this part of the fundamental piece in there, and they're not going to show you anymore. 9 months later, we still went back and forth in that conversation. He got a lift, but guess what? Results started to dwindle. Oh, but I'm getting the reviews that you asked me to do. Nope. This is why every piece of the package that we offer, every piece of the package, if you do not take advantage of it, it is there to keep you as a stool, right? So it is there to hold you up. Okay. And this is how the internet works. So I'm showing you and I'm telling you. And a year later, he ended up having to concede with getting a website. And that was after his business struggled after he got the boom with us. I mean, you can learn it the hard way or you can learn it the easy way by doing this. Getting a domain today, preferably a WordPress site, which is what we create because it's the easiest for Google to read and all these large language models. It's the easiest for them to read. Okay. Or, doing it your way. So I just wanted to share this with you guys because I will go through a series of sharing you guys all results, but I want you guys to understand the fundamentals. Now, the next couple of videos, they're going to be some educational. There are going to be, majority of them are going to be case studies because we have so many case studies and I want to share them with you guys and walk you through. But you are going to see this same pattern every single time in every business. But I just wanted to share that with you so you can skip the parts, all these parts. If you want to shop with us, you can do that at the Silent Infinity braiding shop. You can, if you're interested, you can just reach out to us. It doesn't matter if you're a braider or not. We focus on local small business owners. We've just been really focused on the braiding niche, but we're opening up to even more people online. So go ahead and get you a website because this is the fundamentals. And if you need one, it's included in our services. All right, guys. See you on the next one. Bye.